Hello, my most amazing artists. Today, we're going to be drawing ourselves as superheroes because it's about time we let the world know just how stinking super duper you are. I cannot wait for us to get started, but before we do, art class catchphrase, please. I make messes. I make mistakes. But deep inside, I got what it takes. I am an artist. Awesome. Big shout out to our sponsors today. That would be our friends Dixon Ticonderoga, makers of our favorite pencils. Have you ever seen such a cool pencil? That's right. If this pencil looks familiar to you, maybe not the size, but this distinct yellow pencil with that really distinct green ferrule and a really great pencil to draw with, then you are familiar with our sponsors, Dixon Ticonderoga. Thank you guys for sharing supplies with me so I can do these fun art lessons with all these amazing artists out there. All right, guys, speaking of supplies, let's talk about what we're making today. Our word for the day is self-portrait. Whoop, whoop. If I say self-portrait, whoop, whoop. You say self-portrait, whoop, whoop. You already know what to do. A self-portrait is a picture of yourself. Today, you're going to draw a picture of yourself or a self-portrait, whoop, whoop. And that is a picture of you as a superhero. We're calling these superhero selfies. You will need paper, crayons or markers. I like to color with crayons, glue and scissors. If you have black paper and newspaper, great. If you don't have black paper or if you don't have newspaper, then you can just draw on a regular piece of paper. We don't have to cut it out and glue it to a background. We can make our artwork look amazing just as it is. So get your supplies ready for our superhero self-portrait. Let's get our pinkies out. I pinky promise that no matter what, I will finish what I start. I will keep a positive attitude. Mwah. While we're working, I want you to be thinking about what is it about you that makes you special, different, and unique? What makes you different from anybody else that you know? Are you very artsy? Are you really good at sports? Are you an amazing joke teller? Are you really good at baking or gardening? Guys, that is your superpower. While you're working on your superhero, think about how you can incorporate or bring in what makes you special and different into your portrait. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our superhero selfies. So the first thing we're going to begin with are your superhero's eyes. So for that, I'm going to find the middle of my paper, which for me on my practice one where you're just watching is right about there. And now I'm going to go over just a little bit, whoop, like a little tiny bunny hop and draw a circle. This circle will be for my superhero's eye. There we go. And I think now that I have the hang of that, I'll go ahead and do an instant replay here. So I'm finding the middle, hopping over a little bit, and then drawing a circle. Not crazy big, not too teeny tiny for my superhero's eye. Now I want to decide, where's my superhero looking? I think I'll have my superhero looking this direction. So I'm going to add a curved line for the pupil to show the direction where my superhero is looking. And I'm going to also add a couple of curved lines, maybe just one inside of there. That's the reflection of the light in my superhero's eye. You can actually kind of see a reflection right now on my dry erase board. There's these little hot spots. That's where the light is reflecting off the shiny surface of my dry erase board. Instant replay here. Maybe looking this direction. If you want to draw two highlights in the eye, you can totally do that. The pupil is black, so that's why I'm coloring that in. If you're using a pencil, you could just wait to color it in until you're ready to trace with a marker. Okay, now I'm going to make a big, not a big space, but a little bit of a space between the eyes. Maybe two, maybe even 3 fingers away. So about 3 fingers away, I'm going to try to draw a circle that's about the same size. Oh, it's a little tricky, but I can do it. And then I'm just going to repeat the same steps because both eyes are the same. So far, my drawing is what's called symmetrical. That means if I had an imaginary line that divided my paper down the middle, it's exactly the same on both sides. So I'm measuring with my 3 fingers, drawing another circle right there. Oh, it's a little wonky. Oh, it's a little bit smaller. That's okay. That's what's going to make it different and unique. The imperfections are what makes it perfect. That's what makes it amazing. All right, so now I've got that colored in. Now, if you want to, you could, if you wear glasses, draw your glasses. You could just leave this the way that it is, or you could give your superhero a mask of some sort. Superheroes, they always wear disguises. They don't want anybody to know their identity. So how can we disguise you? I think on this one, I'll do a mask that goes all the way up, kind of like a Batman-esque mask. And then on this one, I'll do a mask that just kind of goes across the eyes. So you might want to watch how I do both so you know which one you want to do. I'm going to draw a little line in between the eyes, one there, and you can go ahead and join me here, one there. Now for the bottom of the mask, it's going to curve around the eyes. So it's following the same curve as the circle. So I'm going to round the eyes. Oops, I forgot to draw my practice one first. So sorry. Round the eyes. There we go. Same thing here. Now for this one, if I want a mask, oops, it got a little lower there. I love it. Still leaving it. If I want to now, I could have this mask go up and make some sort of ears. Maybe they're kind of like bat-esque ears or cat ears. You could make bunny rabbit ears, teddy bear ears, totally up to you. So let's see, I'm going to have a line that goes all the way up, kind of tall, all the way up, kind of tall, about the same length. Then I'm going to have this line come with a diagonal down. Same thing over here with the diagonal down. And now I'm going to connect. I could connect with a straight line. I'm going to show you an idea over here. If I wanted to, I could even make a bow with the circle. I could put a bow right here. Circle, up, up, a down, connect, connect. So if you wanted to, you could do that. I'm just going to right now connect it here. Of course, if your superhero wears a bow tie, you could always do this underneath the chinny chin chin. All right, now my superhero has a mask. Let's finish just this face mask right here. So for this one, I'll come up a little bit, but not too much, not too much. Now I'm going to make a diagonal that goes over the eyes. But you know what, before I do that, do you see this first little line that I made? I'm going to repeat it right there. Whoop. Now I'm ready to draw a line that goes over to there. A line that goes from here to there. Now I have 2 totally different superhero looks. If there's something else you want to take the time to add, you could do that now. Of course, you want to show how your superhero is feeling, so you might want to give him some or her some eyebrows. Maybe they're suspicious or a little bit upset. Up to you. I think for this one, I'll wait and put the eyebrows on until I have more of the face. Okay, now what we're going to do is work on the bottom of the face. So I'm going to be drawing a curved line that goes from here like the letter U and then back up to there. So curving down like the letter U, and then I'm heading right back up to there. Now, if that was a little tricky, I'll show you a trick. I know that I want my chinny chin chin to be right about here. Up here would be way too high. Down here will be way too low. So find a place that you think would be pretty good for a chinny chin chin. Whoop. And then I can take a line that goes from here down. Take a line from here down. Awesome. Okay, now let's work on the face. You could draw your nose any way you like. Today, I'm gonna do my nose a little differently than I normally do. Usually I use an oval or a little boop. Today, I'm gonna draw my nose like this. Straight line. Oops, you can't see it. There we go. And then a little curve like this. It's almost like an upside down question mark. I'll draw it again. Down. There we go. Now let's work on the mouth. How is your superhero feeling or reacting to whatever situation they're in? I think this superhero, she's gonna be smiling. So I'll give her a nice big curve. Maybe a little cheek. I'm gonna have her mouth open. I'm gonna draw this kind of cartoon style. So when my mouth comes down, it's going to go back up to about the middle of my curve here. I'll show you. And then I could add teeth. Maybe I lost a tooth. And if I want to, I could even add a tongue, but you know what? I think this looks great. I'm gonna give her a little chin. Now on this one, maybe this guy's a little mad or upset or is yelling. If he's yelling, I could draw an O. If he's mad, I could draw upside down arch. So think about it. I'm gonna draw mine. He's kind of determined. There we go. It's his determined face. All right, friends, now let's work on adding some ears. Ears would be good. Your superhero needs to know what's going on around them. If you wanna add earrings, it's up to you. If your superhero's ears are hidden under the mask, then you don't have to draw them. There we go, but I wanted to include mine. Now let's work on the bottom, the chinny chin chin and the chest. So I'm gonna start on my neck with two lines that go down. I know what you're thinking. What's gonna happen up here? Hold your horses, we'll get there. Now I'm going to show that the neck is not flat, but that it has form, it's fat, it pops out. Drawing a curved line. Curved line. Shoulders start right here. Sometimes people draw them way up there. That would be like if your superhero was confused and they were shrugging. No. Shoulders are down here and there. Awesome. Now you can be thinking about how you want to decorate your superhero's ensemble. But before we get that far, let's go ahead and add some more to this one and maybe some hair to this guy. So maybe this one, if it's a girl, maybe the hair's a little longer. If it's a dude, I'm gonna just draw some ziggy-zag lines back here to show the hair sticking out. You do whatever you wanna do. On this one though, I need to add some hair. So I'm gonna have a line that comes here and here. Maybe the hair is in a bun or maybe it's part up, part down. But before I do that, I need to decide, is she or he wearing any sort of disguise up here? I think you could add cat ears if you wanted to, like a bunny ear if you wanted to again. But what if you want to add some sort of crown? So I'm going to draw a curved line there. Up, up, curve, up, curve down. Now I can add my hair. So today my hair is a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna draw it a little shorter, drawing some extra lines for texture, and I see that I have some space up here for my bangs or for any extra hair that might be hanging down. So I'm gonna add that here. You do whatever you wanna do. Maybe I have some extra hair that kind of sticking out from behind my crown. I love to show the different kinds of texture for my hair. And now let's talk about decorating. What kinds of things can we add to our superhero? Let's see, maybe I could add a heart or a star. Ooh, or maybe a lightning bolt. And now I can decide on the outfit. Maybe they're wearing stripes or a solid color. It's up to you. This superhero of mine, she's gonna like patterns, so I'm gonna put all sorts of patterns on my superhero. Oh, what if there's even a cape blowing in the background? So I could draw a little wavy line that shows the cape kind of fluttering in the breeze. Now when I'm finished, I need to think really hard about color. Superheroes usually have 2 or 3 colors that when you see them, you know that that belongs to that superhero. So like Superman has the primary colors. Batman has a dark colors with some yellow mixed in. What are your 3 favorite colors that you could use to color your superhero with? So I picked out the 3 colors that I really wanted to use for my superhero. I settled on coral, turquoise, and yellow, and spent a lot of time really coloring and adding more designs to my superhero to make it as awesome and unique as I could. I can't wait to see yours. When you're finished coloring it, you can create a background for your superhero, kind of like I did for this and like I did for that. But if you don't have black construction paper or you don't have newspaper, then don't worry about creating a collage background like this. You can simply decorate your background. For this one, I just used crayons, same colors as my superhero outfit or my superhero theme colors, and I drew lines that are radiating or coming away from my self-portrait. So all of these lines, if you look at my hand, like how my fingers are radiating from the palm of my hand, that's how my lines are coming away from my face. So if you don't want to do your background like this, you can do radiating lines. Also be thinking of your superhero name. I just used a piece of scrap construction paper to draw the name on and glue that right to the top. So this is definitely an option if you don't have newspaper or black paper. If you do, let's talk about what to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold both pieces of paper together. Now my black construction paper isn't as long as my drawing. That's okay, I'm using what I've got. I'm going to hold both pieces of paper together the best that I can and cut them both out at the same time. It's a little tricky because I want to make sure that I don't wiggle or accidentally move the black paper and get its shape to change. I want it to be cut out at the same time. I'm going to rotate. Remember, we always have slow, safe scissors. They always point away from us. My extra hand is doing all the work of rotating the paper for me. It's not just sitting around like it sometimes does. It's turning that paper to make sure that I get all of the parts cut out nice and neat, staying on my black line, and done. Save these scraps for later. You can always make art with scrap paper. Now that I've got my newspaper, let's see how my shadow looks. Oh, that's so cool. Now it looks like I've got a shadow for my paper. So I can have a really big shadow. I could have a small shadow. Oh, I think I like that. Maybe just a little bit scooted away. Of course, to get it to stick, I'll glue my shadow first. Flipping this over, remember glue goes around the edges, just a dot, not a lot. I didn't even put any glue in the middle. Flip this over, massagey, 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 giving that glue enough grab time. Now, we'll repeat those process steps on the back of this. Just a dot, not a lot, around the edges, and ooh, boom! Now I've got it glued in place. Oops, I got a little extra glue, that's okay. Now, you can be finished, or you could use some of your scrap papers to create something called an onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a word that describes a sound like bam, pop, kaboom. Those are onomatopoeias. I could create some on my scrap paper because I don't like to waste any of my paper. Maybe pow, and boom. So if you want to add a little bit more, think about creating some onomatopoeias. I'm going to cut this out, but I want it to really show the word that it's expressing. So I'm not going to just cut it out with a circle. I'm going to cut it out with like ziggy-zaggy scissors. Look how I do a ziggy-zag. I go one way, other way, one way, other way, and I just close my scissors after every turn that my extra hand is making. If you wanted to get extra fancy, could you make a shadow for this? Of course. So I'm going to hold the paper together to cut out this one and make a shadow. There are so many different ways that you can finish your superhero selfie, but now's the time to start thinking about what is the name of your superhero. Remember, you're thinking about what makes you different, what makes you unique, what makes you special. Could that name somehow be incorporated or included in, boom, in your superhero name? So maybe like I had before, mine is Super Artsy Girl, Rainbow Artist, whatever it is that you decide. You might want to get an extra piece of paper, write your name on that, and include that in your artwork too. I know that whatever you decide to do, your superhero selfie is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to see it. Let's check out all these choices. Boom, boom, and pow. If you guys had fun, make sure you click subscribe and give it a big old thumbs up and come back for more superhero projects all this week. See you soon.